Ahead of the convention, Donald Trump's campaign will release a new tax plan at the beginning of the week. Steve Moore is senior economic advisor to the Trump campaign and helped write his new tax plan. Steve is also an economic fellow in the Heritage Foundation as well as a Fox News contributor. Steve, thank you so much for joining us today. I want to bring our viewers up to speed. What is the latest?
So the latest is not probably going to be released early this week, but possibly later this week. And by the way, a lot of the final details haven't been finalized by the candidate himself, Donald Trump. But, you know, I can tell you this. We are going to provide one of the biggest tax cuts Americans have had since Ronald Reagan ran for president in 1980. We're also going to really cut those business taxes because Donald Trump believes that businesses are overtaxed and overregulated. And a key way to get jobs back to this country is to cut those business taxes. By the way, you know this, that the United States now has the highest business tax in the world. It's costing jobs and businesses to leave the United States. He wants to bring them back where they belong.
I'm going to ask you a pesky question that folks here in Washington often ask, which is, how are you going to pay for it?
Yeah, well, that is a testy question. You know, I've been involved in the tax reform game, Leland, for 30 years. It's the toughest thing. I'll tell you this: we're going to start taking away deductions from high-income people, whether it's you know, Warren Buffett or Bill Gates. They're not going to have all the...
But specifically, what kind of deductions are we talking about? Like, you know, oil depletion allowance from the oil barons, or are we talking about things like interest deductions for folks who are paying interest on their houses?
Well,
I'll tell you this, Leland. Again, a lot of this has not been finalized yet. But
we're a week out from the convention. You guys have had like a year.
I know. Well, I guarantee you, in short order, we're going to have that plan released. And all I can tell you about those deductions that you're asking about is most middle-income people will not see any reduction in their deductions. But for high-income people...
Where are you defining middle and high income? Because these are important brackets.
You know, somewhere around $150,000 and less. Those folks are going to be, you know, protected. They're going to continue to have all the deductions. In fact, they're going to get about $1,500 or $2,000 tax cut for the average family. So that's a big deal. What I'm talking about is people are making over $500,000 or $1 million. They're going to start losing those deductions, but we're going to give them a lower tax rate. So it's a good deal.
So Mr. Trump's going to take away his deduction for his private jet?
Well, if he gets one and it's not a justified cut, deduction, those are the kinds of things we're going to take away. You know, he's made a big deal out of this so-called carry interest deduction that people get for who are hedge fund managers. He's made it very clear he wants to get rid of that. He's made it clear to me when I've talked to him, Leland, he wants this tax cut to really be oriented at the middle class, people who make between, you know, $30,000 and $100,000 a year. Those are the people who are financially squeezed right now.
Well, Steve, you lucked out. My producer's wrapping me. I was going to ask you if you'd had any luck in convincing Donald Trump on your free trade policies, but I'll have to wait till next time.
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right,
yeah, I mean, you know, listen to what he said this week. He said he likes trade. We just have to have fairer trade, and I'm with him on that.
All right. Well, you made some progress. We appreciate it, Steve. Good to see you, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Leland.
Thanks, Steve.